So we'll just have to find out as we get into the match. But before we do that, we're going to have to look at the maps and
where will it be?
Yeah, see what we're going to play.
Well, this should be interesting to see. Villa and Bank going first. No Consulate or Coastline. Clubhouse still in the mix. As I say that, gets banned. And, all right, Kafe. Interestingly enough, that is where the 7-0 was. This is a rematch map for these two teams. So I would hope MIBR has learned something from that match, because I would hate for them to go down as poorly as they did that last time, especially with how much they've been struggling. It would be nice to see them at least put up a few rounds. I got to imagine things should change, though.
Well, it was INTZ's last ban there on Border, so MIBR, they left it open, clearly preferring to play Kafe to Clubhouse. They had to have expected it would have gone through, so I'm imagining that they practiced for this.
I would hope. I mean, at least we know that they were interested in playing it before, so they had some strats, but obviously they just didn't work. And the nice thing about that, of course, is you can see why they didn't work and adjust them, play them in scrims, things like that. They might have also played stuff in BR6 that helped, but yeah, it's just, I got to imagine INTZ also doing the same thing. So there's a chance that INTZ are going to still be equally strong on this. You just never really know until things go down. This map, obviously, teams have really kind of figured out over time to an extent. You know, it's not as brand fresh new as it was during the first half of the season. So hopefully that will factor in as well, because it's not coming in as blind to a lot of the strategies that have kind of developed over time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with its remake, a lot of teams are leaning heavier into it. Not so much in Latin America, but you see that a lot in Europe especially. But what do you guys think? Who's going to win this?
Gotta imagine it's going to go INTZ's way, but yeah. Wow. No. All right. A lot of faith in MIBR to come back, and I feel like every time I put faith in a team to come back, they just rarely do, and so I'm going to have to side with with INTZ potentially taking this one, just in terms of the track record that both teams have had so far has not been kind to MIBR.
So I'll remind you guys, the first play day of the second half of the season, MIBR lost to Black Dragons, and INTZ drew with Team 1. So neither of these teams have had really much success recently.
Maybe that'll be a factor then, you know, that just neither of them, and it'll just be whoever kind of edges that out.
I really don't want to, I don't think I can predict this one, to be honest. Like, if I'm going to throw, I can't look at this one and go, yeah, this is the clear-cut winner. There just isn't one of those in this match.
All right, so he's going to be on the draw percentage then, for now.
Hey, it could be a draw, and it could be an absolute stomp. It's honestly, this is going to be the type of match where I think it mostly comes down to how the players feel.
And the bans, too, I would imagine, on the operators.
Going into the match. Yeah, and the bans. The bans will definitely be really important.
I mean, we've definitely saw a lot of interesting bans earlier in Europe. A lot more unpredictable ones than we would expect, other than Capital being banned every time, but then Echo being left available every time. So I would hope maybe Latin America could shake it up as well. They've definitely had some odd bans. We also had even Nook banned earlier, which Pengu explained was specifically to sit on cam, but it just means that there's starting to be more strategic bans now and less just leaning on the meta bans. So possibly with these two teams knowing each other, knowing what went wrong last time on Kafe, they could try and ban a little bit more strategic about that. But both teams obviously likely to change some of those strats as well. So I don't know. It'll be very interesting. Neither of these teams played Kafe outside of that match as well the first half. So,
yeah, I don't know. So we might see something crazy. I mean, I don't necessarily expect anything too insane, but you know, maybe a Thatcher ban, something like that.
We've certainly seen those. It's been interesting.
No, we've seen a lot of that in Latin America. It's not necessarily out of the blue anymore. Well, we're going to load into the map. INTZ versus MIBR. It'll be MIBR starting on defense and INTZ on attack. We'll see how this pans out. You know, starting up the ban phase right now. Yeah, so I don't know. I kind of expect a Thatcher ban.
Yeah, we've even seen Thermite bans on Kafe sometimes.
I mean, I think we see Thermite bans, but we usually see Thermite bans in other regions.
True. Well, you called the Thatcher ban there.
Latin America tends to, for some reason, Latin America thinks that if they ban Thatcher, they can't open hard walls anymore. So like,
yeah, that Villa match that you specifically referring to.
Well, yeah, that's the one we saw in the last Latin American play day. So it is, well, that's not true.
Well, we're both right.
Okay, so there you go.
Well, they're really not opening anything now. I mean, they have they have Maverick and Haban available, but they prove that they don't always care.
Maverick, yeah, that's the thing. Exactly what you said. Maverick's available. Maverick is a substitute for both of these two operators. Ideally, not both at the same time, but he can substitute for either. It's slower, but it works. But Latin America tends not to use that substitute for whatever reason. So this is probably going to be a very slow defender-sided map.
Yeah. This is going to be down to gunfights and angles half the time.
Probably a lot of that, yeah. And there's going to be a lot of just
just run in, droned well pre-fire.
Yeah,
those kinds of things. Those walls are staying reinforced, basically.
Well, maybe these teams will prove themselves different from the matches we had. INTZ is already starting off well. Okay, so they're going to start with a knock, but I expect them to 6-pick that into the Hibana.
I would think so.
Yeah. So this is
or into the Maverick.
Into the Maverick. Pardon me. I thought it was the other one who got swapped in. But yeah, this is good from INTZ. This is really good for INTZ. Love to see this. They're bringing both of the available hard destructors, and with Thatcher and Thermite gone, you need it. You're going to need it every round. So, well, maybe except for a reading attack.
Yeah, not reading, but kitchen and bar most likely to be before that anyways.
Yeah.
So for the first round, yeah, you're almost likely, there's a very, very strong chance you'll use it.
Yeah, with the bans being what they are, definitely going to want your hard destruction available. Looks like MIBR is going to be holding on to the bakery. So hard destruction is slightly less relevant if you're coming for a west take, but there are lots of options when attacking the kitchen. You can come in from the west. You can come in from the south and the north on the east side. That'll be by White Garage in the main lobby. Pinch away into VIP and then attack in through the freezer wall. You could just clear from top to bottom and assess your options from there using the vertical destruction to your advantage. You've got choices.
Yeah. It surprises me how many walls are left soft at the moment, though. Considering those two bans, you can absolutely exploit that. Yes, you don't necessarily know for sure what they're going to be bringing, but yeah, it's just a lot of...
and there's no hard destruction denial.
No, there's nothing. It's just, let's leave the walls soft then. I don't know, that seems... I don't know, maybe they're just not reading into things.
We have seen a lot of this lately, for whatever reason, where we'll see Latin America ban like a hard destructor or a Thatcher, and then they'll completely, like the reason you would ban that is to further your goals, right? Yeah. But that they don't ever use it to further their own goals. They just kind of display.
Yeah.
And hey, a different mentality, I suppose. You see it from time to time. MIBR certainly showing us that. INTZ, on the other hand, I like the way that they're leaning into the absence of the hard destructor and the Thatcher.
Yeah.
And actually bringing the appropriate tools.
And the sledge, will definitely help, for example, to open up those soft walls that aren't being reinforced.
Well, Bullet looking for a run out, maybe on the east side. It's a dangerous one, but no, he just holds the angle and downs his opponent. That's Drunks on the floor.
He could finish it off with an impact if he knew.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's aware that he had downed the Hibana, which is good for INTZ. Bad for MIBR, but damage done all the same, and that's really important. Next time Hibana comes into a gunfight, he'll die real quick.
Yeah, I can imagine he'll get picked up.
Might do.
It's definitely going to burn some extra time, though, and there's already half the round gone.
We haven't seen anyone actually go to pick up Drunks yet. Like, he's
They've
alone.
abandoned him.
No, it looks like VNX is going for it right now. All right, so it's going to happen. They're going to get that Hibana back in play, and ooh, bad timing there for the sledge. Duds goes down to Bullet. Nice duo roam there between Bullet and Cyber, and Bullet's the only one to have done any damage for his team so far in this round, but he's taken some as well.
Pretty impactful, though. If he dies at this point, I would say he's done his job. Not only has he burned 2 minutes, got 1 kill, and just about finished off someone else.
Yeah.
That's a really good start for a Vigil roam.
Okay, Drunks spotting the smoke inside of VIP. Could be an easy kill, and spots the Vigil as well by the main bar. So INTZ has a lot of entry information when they come into the main lobby area, but there's more players here for the defenders. Holding angles, waiting for the cross.
They're really telegraphing their entrance, though, with this much droning.
Yeah. Attacked where there's someone in VIP, cautious of it. Air jab goes off, an aggressive one placed near the main bar. It will be shot by Bullet. Bullet's hitting his shots today, whether it be on players or air jabs. As Hunk Zord goes down, it makes the hold here a lot more tenuous for MIBR. Bullet begins to fall back, and he'll be successful in retreating to the site. Look at the time, guys. 20 seconds left. The attack really doesn't have any options right now. And with no entry into the site opened yet, and the impact on Bullet, it will maybe deny. Either way, it's going to be really rough with so little time. M-King picks up another kill, and INTZ at this point have lost the round as the diffuser hits the floor. It's all but impossible. A nice holdout there for MIBR. Good delay tactics used by Bullet, and overall just an excellent round from Bullet individually.
Yeah, but it wasn't just the initial plays and what we saw from there. It was how long he held the lobby area as well. They just could not enter in there successfully. I mean, the air jab, as you said, very aggressive, and then just getting shot because of that time it takes to warm up. There just was no denying him. It was unfortunate that the Hibana that he didn't finish did manage to get a kill, but as you said, too little too late at that point because of how effective Bullet was. You even saw him trying to impact Deny back on site after that.
Yeah. Bullet used delay tactics by White Stairs, down somebody. Used delay and then managed to get a kill on the retreat.
Yeah.
Used delay tactics by the main lobby, got a kill there, ran back into site, 20 seconds left. I mean, at that point, there aren't any options for the attackers. Done deal.
Well, already MIBR literally doing better than they did last time on this map. As they'd gotten 0 before, they've already gotten 1. This is definitely a much better start for them. Some potential here if Bullet can keep that up, as well as the rest of the team backing him up. Definitely will be a bit of a struggle for INTZ on attack. But this can be a map where attack can definitely struggle. Kitchen could be a little bit better for attack, so the fact that they won that, though, is good because Bar should be more defendable for them, but it always varies depending on how things get played out. But the fact that they've denied some of the hard breach kind of utility on those operator bans at the beginning should, in theory, make the freezer a bit more secure, for example. And that's a big deal because they do actually have some denial of the walls this time, the Mute and the Kaid. That should be able to also help the Echo stay alive a little bit longer because of their inability to kind of push through and open holes up. But also, you know, sometimes it's just down to gunfights, regardless of the walls and utility. They are favoring MIBR at the moment, though.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely difficult for INTZ to open up a lot of the walls, especially the piano one. Somehow that window remains intact. That's interesting. Maybe it was already broken. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, he cut a little hole in it with his claws. Shot through it.
I don't know exactly what happened, but MIBR trying to hold on to piano right now. It's an aggressive hold here from Cyber. It's very dangerous, but he'll get a drone for his troubles, which is pretty valuable considering information is the name of the game. That's 2 for free. And Cyber can just hold this out for a few more seconds then. We've already got a minute delay. It usually takes about 45 seconds to get to the roof.
Feeding 3 drones and then not getting in, this is actually really good for him, as I say that, though.
I mean, he'll get eliminated by Intact, but he did manage to take out a lot of drones and waste, say, 15 seconds more than his usual. But with another one coming in for INTZ, basically for free, as Hugsor goes down, I mean, at this point, MIBR, they really haven't got a lot going for them.
No.
Those delay tactics are not enough of a delay to matter.
It's the repels that are getting them. They're just too exposed to the windows.
Yeah, and they're willingly exposing themselves to those windows. That's the thing. You can avoid them.
There's only so many.
So, INTZ control of piano now. They've got the Maverick, so they can open up the wall. M-King repositioning his Yokai drones appropriately, and another one. Wow. INTZ really just racking these up for free on the windows.
It's a breeze of bullets.
MIBR, with only M-King and Bullet alive, giving away kills and the round. Unless one of these 2 defenders has something amazing to show us. Well, they're going to have to show us over the next 50 seconds because INTZ are definitely in the driver's seat and they've got lots of time. Though, they're running low on drones.
Yeah, certainly the economy that's going against them at the moment.
Yeah.
There's another one. At this point, they might just have to face check things, but they've got the manpower for it.
Lack of information on Whitehall might get a free kill for Bullet, but he just barely doesn't peek enough, and nobody's giving themselves away. There you go. Hibana, as I say it, does, in fact, give herself away. Drunks hits the floor and is eliminated by Bullet, so there you go. First kill for MIBR. Nearly a second, but as M-King goes down, it's going to need to be an ace from the Mute. Bullet gets his second. He's looking for a third.
Diffuser got away from him this time.
The plant going down by Intact over by the cocktail bar. He's going to have to retake now. Very little time here, so if he can deny, it'd be big, but he's not going to be capable. Duds finishes off Bullet, and INTZ will take the round. Mostly thanks to that window play.
Yeah, that almost felt like a little bit of a throw from MIBR in terms of them, as you said, willingly exposing themselves. Not the smartest move, especially to happen 3 times in a row. I mean, yes, I think it was Cyber playing inside Christmas. All right, he gets taken down. Okay, he's doing his thing. The next 2, that was a little bit less excusable, to say the least. And bringing it down to a 5v2 at the end there, that should have not been the play at all for MIBR after such a great start in the first round. We'll see them actually just bounce down to reading. They're not even going to try bar again. That, probably not the play. Bar is definitely the more defendable site, and just don't stand in front of windows next time.
Well, I mean, yeah, and I would tend to agree with you there, but MIBR are going to be mixing things up. I mean, it's not the end of the world.
It's still a good site.
You know, whatever the situation, the changing site based on a loss is definitely always, in my opinion, a solid choice.
Yeah, it certainly can't hurt you because then you get a chance to go back to the other side if this new one doesn't work. It's not the worst, absolutely. We'll see if they can succeed on that, though. If they fail, then that'll just be, it won't really matter at that point. At least they will have the opportunity to go back to kitchen again after this, regardless, which I got to imagine they probably will.
Question for me is are MIBR going to defend kitchen the same way when they eventually get to it? Because the way they defended last time was counter to what the bans would suggest, and I think it caught INTZ off guard, but I don't expect it to do that twice in a row. And I don't know. I think INTZ will be better prepared for it. So MIBR might try something different when we go to it, or go to kitchen on attempt number 2. But for now, INTZ just setting up their attack. There's a cocktail roam right now from MIBR, so you might need to clear above if you're the attacking team. Depends on your strategy. You can just go straight into the site, but you have to be worried about that pressure from the destruction that's going to come from right up above you. Yeah,
definitely some vertical play on this particular site, maybe more than others, other than a little bit on kitchen as well. But yeah, you definitely have to have a multi-floor roam as well to be able to actually push that back, but that can also cost you defenders that aren't on site. You still have to hold that bar top area to an extent. You just can't sacrifice too much to it. At least they have the yokai to help. You can see it upstairs, trying to provide at least intel support so they have an idea, especially if that vertical play is going to come in, because they have the sledge to open up the floor, but they also probably have breach charges on the Zofia to help with that as well. IQ here on the roof spotting things out is such a common occurrence, but usually there's a Thatcher to help with it, just because this is one of the safer areas you can spot gadgets from in maps.
There's a really cool yokai drone by the main bar. It's not actually on the ceiling, but it still gets you a lot of information despite not being invisible.
I feel like it had to have been thrown up there, though. You can't really like jump it up there.
It was thrown up there, yeah.
Oh, good start.
Navi C4 onto Drogs, probably a pre-place. Nope, looks like he just ran through it.
Well,
good information, likely from the Valkyrie cams or the yokai. Either way.
Yeah.
Nice information gathering there from MIBR and capitalization upon that information. There's that yokai I was talking about earlier.
I like that one.
It's neat. It's not on the ceiling, so it's not invisible, but it's still cool.
Enough. Yeah. You're not going to be looking at that because you're going to be looking to try and fight the people in heaven. You're certainly not going to be watching that angle. It's not safe to peek anything really right there.
Another yokai by pillars, and it'll spot out Duds, who's worked his way in here. He's getting close, and yokai drone stuns him. It's going to make an opportunity for Navi's, but Navi's going to play this safe, and that's probably the smart call considering the time and HP advantage overall. Jammer preventing the droning here, so not a lot of information on the side of INTZ. Navi's knows he's protected in terms of, do they know where I am?
Nope.
They do not. So he can get an advantageous kill if he just holds this angle for long enough.
And they got mana advantage as well, plus time advantage at the moment. And the yokai not being stopped here is really helping. He's going to need some backup to rotate back to site, though, or into pillars.
Once again, there are 20 seconds. The run out here from Navi's gets one, but no more, as he's shut down by Boar. 17 seconds now. And still man advantage for the defense. Bullet runs upstairs to retake. He'll get one, but down by the air jab. No capitalization from the attack. Auxor goes down, but still above is Cyber, and he can hold the site. Duds is in. No diffuser. 3 seconds left, and it's over. And that's it. Wow. And MIBR win another round to time. INTZ really don't know what they're up to with some of these attacks.
No, it seems like we saw the drone economy, for example, struggling when Cyber was taking out like 3 of them before and then more after that. Also, that round they had the mute jammers denying. They were using the yokais to provide counter intel. The C4 kill initially as well, definitely a product of intel. It's just defense is working the intel, attack not so much. There was no one by the windows that time, so it seemed like INTZ just didn't find any leads to be able to get there. You saw 3 people stacked up in pillars just trying to push that reading room door.
It also didn't look like the attack was trying to do much at all.
No, they were just kind of like having a conversation and some drinks outside.
Yeah, then they went into the top floor through Cigar, didn't clear to Cocktail, went downstairs through pillars, tried to open up the wall in pillars, which leaves you very exposed to Cocktail. Started getting shot from above.
They had an IQ too and did take down the yokai.
Yeah, the yokais were always a presence, a pest inside of pillars, and then also the Valkyrie just kind of ran out from the site. Just in general, no cover at all from INTZ.
I'm honestly surprised that Navi's didn't get more kills out of that. It was just down to someone reflexing fast enough.
Yeah, it was a good reflex there. I think it was Boar.
Yeah.
So good on him. But overall,
wow, Bullets carrying MIBR right now. Too.
Yeah. But still, overall, just in general, the attack strategy was pretty bad.
Yeah, absolutely, and they capitalized on it. So good on MIBR. That's I mean, they're now in the lead again.
Props to them. Are they going to get their first win of the season is the question.
It's certainly a possibility the way things are going down. But, you know, things can start out like this and then side switch and then it gets all wonky the other way. We saw a bit of that in EU. Yeah.
Well, setup coming out here from MIBR, and they're just trying to get nice and comfortable. Oh, INTZ have had some good rounds, some bad ones. They are, in the past, they are successful on attacking top floor. So there's that, but it was because MIBR kind of handed the round, if we're being honest. So.
I wouldn't expect them to do that a second time.
Ooh, Yokai drone well positioned here from MKing. Good information onto the sledge. This could be a free kill if there's somebody capitalized after the stun. Doesn't seem like there is, though.
No, they're just waiting for the right time. Maybe some other people rotating into positions first to do something with us, or just having a check on them. There we go. Great usage of the IQ scanner finally spotting those Yokais, because MKing's been able to just do whatever he wants with those most of the time.
Yeah, that's a really good call, by the way, keeping your IQ on the roof, because he can still see everything and mark it for his teammates, who can then use the information to destroy things like Yokai drones, which is exactly what we just saw.
Saw the ping come out.
Which is, it's good coordination from INTZ. You got to hand it to him. C4 from below will miss. Navi's a little too fast on that one.
Yeah, no Valkyrie this time to provide that additional intel.
Yep. Yokai drone's not reliable enough because the IQ is actually doing a job this time. Hugzord inside a bathroom, looking to hold the tight angle, not trying to get exposed to the sledge, and just barely avoids the sledge. He's got an ADS here, so the nades are not going to land, but he's between a rock and a hard place. Luckily, he's got a rotation, and he'll get out of there.
That's going to definitely help, because they're burning a bit of time trying to get that kill, and the fact that they're not able to secure it, and he's going to be there to defend site. Looking pretty good, especially since he's got backup from MKing and this flank potential here from Cyber when they try and push bathroom.
Droned out inside a freezer is Hugzord. INTZ are doing a great job of being efficient this time around. They've got 50 seconds, so they're not in a terrible spot for time, but Bullet lands a really well-placed one onto Drunks, who goes down. Hopefully that Nomad has placed his air jabs, or it's not going to be a very useful operator for this round. BNX coming up from below. He'll get one onto Cyber. That was the roaming Jaeger on White Stairs. Saw the angle, capitalized. Hugzord using his last gas canister in sight. He'll be down from Skylight. Poor positioning from Hugzord and good awareness from Intact, which forces Bullet to rotate into back bar storage. He'll get one from here. Boar goes down on the entry. The positioning now from Bullet, but he could go down to Skylight. The secondary entry will do some damage, and finally down Bullet, but he'll be refragged by MKing, who gets a nice double to end the round out. MIBR now successful on every site they've tried at least once.
Yeah, I mean, Bullet may have died there at the end, but the work he did, just pretty much every round paying off. I mean, even if it's just down to him getting one kill, the fact that he was able to live as long as he was and force them to push him as aggressively as they did, opened them up to MKing there. And as you said, just a lack of time there at the end, forcing them to push in. They're playing it well on their defense when they have the intel to work with. And MKing's doing a good job with the Yokais as best he can. But again, if IQ can hang out up on the roof and spot those, not too much you can do about it. I mean, I liked what he was trying to do with playing at Christmas, but as you said, they didn't capitalize on it. Had they been able to get the kill into Sledge first, that would have been worth losing it, potentially.
Might have been. But, I mean, all I know is, while INTZ was more efficient in that round, they lost a lot of heads-up gunfights, to be honest. The beginning was with Drunks when Bullet landed that shot, and from there it just kind of spiraled out of control. They didn't get a refrag for very long, or immediate. They get one quickly after that kill. It took them a while. Now, we're going down to the kitchen for MIBR.
Bullet on that Vigil again.
This has been their most successful site by far.
Yeah.
This is where the winning started for MIBR. So this should be a pretty clear-cut advantage for them. And it looks like they're doing the open strategy again, where they put up rotations inside of the A-bomb site so they can rotate to red, rotate to bakery, just have a lot of freedom of movement. They'll probably roam a lot too.
Yeah. And I don't feel like we saw necessarily the attack really hit up against that too much because they got killed a lot earlier than that most of the time. But it did allow people like Bullet, as you said, to be able to rotate back into sight. That rotational flexibility to allow the roamers to pull back, assuming they live, has been pretty good, I think, a lot of the times for MIBR. The one change up here coming from INTZ, though, is now they're bringing the Kafe. We didn't get to see it earlier in Europe because it was banned every match. Not banned here means we'll get to see it because, of course, we saw the Thatcher and the Thermite get banned instead. But this definitely could pay off if they're able to actually get enough information to use those firebolts to try and capitalize on and maybe even smoke for the plant.
Claymore going down on the runouts there. INTZ going to be joining the way into Piano. Looks like they want to do a top clear despite it being the kitchen, which makes sense as Navi's goes down. There's 2 roamers by the white staircase once again from MIBR. We've seen this strategy for them now twice in a row on the bottom floor defense.
Yeah,
Valkyrie was outside.
Oh, that is not the play.
A wasted kill there, a wasted life from MIBR, and a free kill for INTZ. And
well, Bolt's still left alive.
at least there's that, yeah. He has been the top performer so far for his team, so as long as Bullet's able to put some kills together, I'm sure this won't be over for MIBR.
Good drone denial there as much as they could, but it did get caught. The pest there, you saw Duds come around the corner and take it out, and the drone immediately go through to try and clear the rest of white. They do need to make sure that that's secure. Now they got red stairs as well. Being able to control these stairs will be essential. They don't have necessarily the no-bad to do that in terms of the air jabs anymore, so they've got to manually kind of flank watch, but at least they have control of them for the moment, but Bullet still has some mobility.
Doing a great job of avoiding these drones. No, he doesn't check the right corner. Whoever that droner is should be ashamed. He didn't even try.
It's where Bullet actually would have exposed himself more by being cloaked.
He doubles up, but he doesn't check the corner again.
I wish we could see who was droning on.
I wish we could see too, because I want to give them a scolding. Bullet now left undetected, but there it is. VNX goes down, and exactly as you said, it's a freebie.
That's the one operator that could have directly spotted him as well.
Yeah, well, now INTZ have to retake onto Cocktail, and they know it. It's a basement defense, guys, so this time being wasted is just terrible.
Yeah, Bullet absolutely doing his job. He got lucky, though, to be fair, on that droning, but he capitalized on it. That's the thing. Had he whiffed the shot, so he could be like, well, you ruined that one. But he is doing his job to a T as usual. Of course, that rotate there. Oh, I think he might have missed it. Or
no, he wasn't trying to rotate to the other side, I don't think. He just was trying to rotate down. I mean, look at the time, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
25 seconds left. There's nothing that the attack can do at this point. The anchor is going to be moved by the firebolts, but nobody there to punch them on the rotate. MIBR puts 2 more on, and, well, INTZ have managed to level it out on a 2-on-2, but the diffuser's down upstairs. Bullet has it, so he's just going to patiently wait.
He's up there.
He'll win the round. The attackers cannot get upstairs. And he'll even get a kill from above, protecting his teammate's flank. And I don't really have much to say about that round other than whoever droned that cocktail balcony should be ashamed.
I hope it was the IQ so that they were directly punished.
VNX, well, we don't know who it was.
Yeah.
But we do know that that was embarrassing. And we also know that the play from Bullet was excellent patience. Let's put a finger on that.
3 kills that round for him.
He didn't even need the visual ability to avoid being droned. He just hit in a corner, wasn't droned in that corner, waited patiently, and won the round off of it. Down the diffuser upstairs as the person carrying it was looking to drop through dining into freezer, into meat locker. And, well, Bullet killed him before he could drop. Diffuser down, 10 seconds left, round's over.
You know, bringing the Mozzie and the Mute has definitely been good choices because droning has seriously been INTZ's weakness. Whether it's losing drones, not droning properly.
Droning too much.
Yeah, they can't seem to find the right setup for the drones to be able to actually execute on their intel most of the time. And then players like Bullet just kind of running around the map doing what they want.
If you're confused about what droning too much means, basically it's like this. It's where you have 4 people droning, and they get little to no information.
And no one can execute on it.
And no one can execute on it. You need to find a balance. You need to be able to manage your team.
I mean, usually the simple choice is the people you don't want to die early, they get on drones. And the people that are okay to die early, they go kill.
Well, MIBR up 4-1 right now, and they're looking pretty confident on that one. I mean, it's not even close, really.
Already double digits as well for Bullet.
Jeez.
They don't even need Cyber to show up at this point, just the way he's playing. I mean, M. King's been doing a good job providing the extra intel. He's going for that drone spot we saw before. I like how, too, the wall's not completely open, so it's even more kind of
Incognito.
hard to see. Yeah, exactly.
It really, it's a difficult to spot drone there. I really appreciate that. That barricade in the opened up hole above it is also pretty cool from MIBR.
Knowing how they drone, they probably won't see it.
Yeah, well, I mean, so what's going to happen there is if an attacker tries to break that barricade, then the Echo's going to shoot him from above.
Yep.
It gives the Echo good forewarning, and you like that setup there. He knows his position well. He'll be able to get some easy kills from there.
Cyber over-peeking a little bit, but doesn't get punished for it. That's the important thing. Is he's really just trying to set up a little bit of extra sound out there to know when to jump out if he hears a rappel.
Just in general, right now, MIBR looking solid on their setup yet again, the same way they have through many of these rounds. Looking well thought out. That's a big thing. The strategy here for MIBR is clearly well planned, and you got to respect that. Now he takes down Duds C4 from below. Probably coming off of a Valkyrie cam or Yokai drone yet again.
Second time?
Second time that INTZ has fallen victim to this exact strategy from MIBR, so no adaptation there on INTZ. Usually you're probably going to want to have like the IQ clear in through piano first.
Yeah.
So that doesn't happen. Find the Yokai drone, find the Valkyrie cam from the piano itself, because you can't see 4 underneath that. And then work your way forward. But he's actually trying to clear underneath, so that didn't happen.
It's a bummer too, because VNX is a really good player on this team. He's one of the strongest players on INTZ, but his having to juggle entering along with his gadget usage.
And droning. He's droning right now for himself.
It's really, I got to put it on the team and the teamwork and the strategy for that, not utilizing VNX properly, to be honest.
Well, not using anything or utilizing anything properly, really. I mean, the setup is just right now on the attacking side. INTZ are a little bit confused. It's clear. Doesn't really require much looking at to determine. So,
they're going to stack up in front of this door again, aren't they?
Yeah, the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying. It looks like they're trying to open it up using a grenade, and this time it'll be successful. It actually does get the bandit battery, so the wall might be opened up, and also this time 40 seconds to work with here. So this is much better than the 20 they gave themselves the last time in this position. Navi's trying to come up from behind in the red staircase. He could do some flank damage. Nice shot from Hugzord as Drunks hits the floor. It's going to be a second almost, but no. Boar shuts down Hugzord, the solo anchor inside of Reading. Now, the rest of the defenders are going to have to retake above to establish control on their own site. Boar, though, a double. Gets on drone for some reason. A triple. No, that's VNX. The camera swapped too fast for me. And it's are going to be inside. They have the diffuser, but it's going to go down from above. M-King doing some work. VNX will get him on the floor too, but it doesn't really matter at this point because the time, once again, the true winner of this round, MIBR, great time management, great positioning. INTZ, poor time management.
You gotta love that hole we talked about at the beginning of the round from the Echo over top of the door.
Worked great.
Used it the other direction, saved the round to an extent as well.
I mean, we saw it used both ways, and that's how it works, right? So, but yeah, no, okay. Better job from INTZ, a better job. They actually got the wall open. They were landing some nice clean shots.
Especially from Boar.
Yeah, especially Boar. And you got to respect that, but
yeah,
still not enough time, it seems.
And Bullet was still left alive as well.
And here's the big thing for me. Here's the really massive, the elephant, not even, just INTZ are trying to clear top floor. They halfway do it, then they don't finish the job. They push downstairs, they start to open up the wall, and then they're like, yeah, we can plant.
Good enough.
But they can't plant. Why? Because there's still defenders above you, which means the defense has site control. So what do you need to do there? You need to clear the top floor.
Yeah.
Isolate the staircases with, I don't know, maybe some air jabs, and then go for a site take.
I would say maybe they should play the gridlock instead because the Nomad wasn't working for them.
Either way, I mean, it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
You put it in Nomads or some tracks on the staircases, then the defenders can't rotate back up, which is what they did in that last round. And then you attack. Then you attack the site. Here you can see MIBR using both.
Doubling down.
Yeah, they got the gridlock and the Nomad.
That's really going to be hard for INTZ to try and play the way that we saw MIBR playing in terms of their flexibility of Realm.
Yeah.
Should be able to deny quite a bit. That's, of course, assuming they get in with those with that utility intact and set it up.
It's MIBR saying, oh, I'm sorry, you want to rotate?
Nope.
No.
You can rotate outside if you want to.
But nothing inside. And going out was going to be dangerous for INTZ, of course, because they're on defense now.
Yeah. I like that peek from Duds with the top of the board open there so you can kind of see them approaching the door. But this white stairs control is something we saw MIBR using a lot. I'm not sure if it's going to work the same for INTZ. As you said, the ability to control the stairway is going to matter. Obviously, they need to get him out of there first or take him, you know, into a trap position. But yeah, this is... INTZ are at least denying the walls a bit more in terms of bringing the Kaid and the Mute. And then, of course, the Mozzie on top of that to deny more drones. So, like, some good utility on INTZ's side for this, but we don't really necessarily know how the droning is going to be, because that was a big problem, as we talked about, for INTZ.
Yeah.
May not be the same issue for MIBR.
Here's the thing, yeah. As we move on to the second half, of course, now INTZ have the advantage of defense, especially with this operator band setup. I mean, Echo in play, Thatcher and Thermite band.
Yeah.
This is definitely a defense-favored situation. So while MIBR managed to put themselves up 5-1, and that is a happy, happy place on one half, no matter how much a map is cited into one particular team's favor, it is possible that INTZ could come back.
But all MIBR have to do is win one round to lock up that 1 point and get a 4th tie.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. MIBR are in a really comfortable spot, no matter how you look at this. Some sprays through the wall here, clearing out the drone or the roamers using the drones. Navis will take down VNX, who is attempting to rotate down the stairs. There's another player on the top of those white stairs that MIBR need to be cautious of. They've got some control downstairs, and they're using the buck to great effect as they open up from below. That'll put some pressure on the roamers, or not the roamers, but the anchors in Cocktail.
It's looking pretty good in a lot of positioning and map control here for MIBR. They've got to, of course, push towards the execute, but they've got 50 seconds left to do it, and all the utility they need, and no damage done to them.
Ooh,
oh,
nice
denial.
Save there from the Electro Claw.
That's going to slow things down.
Yeah, and that certainly will. It'll not just slow things down, but it's all the Habana Excaro, so it's going to completely change the strat here from MIBR. Well, they had time if the wall got opened. The wall's not open now, so this is looking a lot more winnable for INTZ, despite the man disadvantage. Or misses a crucial shot there, but might not be the end of the world, considering, again, that time. These rounds really coming down to the end. Bora double for his trouble. And as MIBR start to lose the manpower advantage, their entry is just falling apart. Trunks, a nice shot on the bullets, giving him a taste of his own medicine. Those two met there quite a lot. And King gets 1 on the entry, but not able to find any more. And with 3 seconds left, I don't think it's really going to matter. No Echo in play, so no denial from above. But this is going to have to be amazing cover, and it won't be. Duds denies that plant. Beautiful job there from INTZ in the recovery, but most of the round, thanks to that Electroclaw.
Yeah, Intact pulling off that denial of the wall completely changed the outcome of that round right there, because that was really steaming towards an MIBR victory.
I mean, you said it. It was a decent amount of time for MIBR while they were opening up the wall. 50 seconds, that's solid. They had done their due diligence, cleared from below. The roamers were dealt with, so no C4 underneath. You're not going to have to... You're even putting pressure on the anchors with the skeleton key from below. Everything's going the way of MIBR. Then suddenly, one Electroclaw says, sorry, you can't come in here.
Yeah, just that's timing. That's just good good play. And that is why you see Kaids play the freezer so often. But it doesn't always work that well. Definitely something that can expose you as well if you don't play it smart. And he absolutely did so. Intact. Definitely doing a good job there. Saving the round and saving it from going to match point just yet. Potentially here. We are going to see again the Nomad and Gridlock combo. Now, of course, they don't necessarily know where they're going to rotate to for their second site, as, you know, Kitchen seems to be more preferred a lot of the times. So this going to Reading might catch them slightly off guard, but they've got all the utility they need regardless of the bomb site, so I don't think that'll be a big deal. And they've got the buck for the floor destruction to make sure they can play from above. But as you mentioned, you know, INTZ not really doing a good job completely clearing top floors on this attack for this. Will we see a bit better job from MIBR? Bullet there all the way up at 12, looking good. M. King as well, who was playing that Echo a lot, getting some good kills. We saw the same thing come out from INTZ was some good kills from the Echo, who's playing that long angle instead of the Maestro, because of course Maestro was banned.
It's been a weird ban phase overall, but the weirder one was the attacker bans.
It's funny. I mean, I guess you would expect, though, as many defense wins as we've seen.
Yeah,
because of those attacker bans.
We could definitely see INTZ, again, come back right now. Since they did manage to win their first defense. It was close, yes, but it was thanks to the Electroclaw, yes, but that's the Electroclaw denial is repeatable. That's not a fluke or anything. So it wouldn't be crazy to see a comeback right now from INTZ. it would just be very, very difficult, and it would probably take a lot of effort from them.
Yeah. Well, this time they can't do a similar thing to the Hebonics Kairos. They could find some other ways to take those out, but chances are those might open up the walls that they need to, or if they need to open any hatches. So they won't be able to deny that directly, but at the same time, you know, we saw the struggles with attacking this bomb site on the other side.
Yeah.
It's entirely possible. It's just down to whether or not they fix the mistakes that they were capitalizing on.
On the one hand, I would have expected there to be a Maverick who can Maverick trick. On the other hand, I understand why they're not bringing a Maverick to Maverick trick, considering how slow these attacks have been from both teams. MIBR are a little bit more efficient in general, but still very slow attacks. So, yeah, Maverick tricking takes a while. You need to actually be decently efficient with your attacks if you want to do that.
It also helps if you can repel to do the at least the bottom part safer.
Well, INTZ holding on to white stairs. Duds doesn't have an ADS since that nade detonated, so he's got to be careful, but he can use the railing to his advantage. From above, though, on repel is M-King, and he'll do some damage to Duds, who will fall off the white stairs. Go, well, actually, further down.
Down to the lower part.
Yeah, on the white stairs. He's still trying to hold on to this, trying to slow down the attackers as much as possible. He's doing a decent job of it, I guess, but top 4 control, C4, the punishment, VNX from below, it's 1. There's still C4 in play for INTZ too.
Those Valkyries really shouldn't be getting away with so much with IQs in play every round.
Yeah. The Mute actually has used his, so no more C4 in play, pardon me. But still, with the man advantage, and only 30 seconds for the attackers, INTZ looking to put us to 5-3. Saying no to the match point. VNX coming up from below. The tracks are on the staircase, though, so he's going to have to break those in order to flank, and that is not going to be a good idea since it'll give away his position. Bullet gets one through the wall, but Drunks from below will get Navi's. Drunks on very low HP, though, so he'll die pretty easily. Duds eliminated as well. It's a team kill from M-King to keep the man count even. That's unfortunate for him and his team. Cover here from Bullet, and he'll be successful. A beautiful shot there to allow the plant to go down. Pistol out, and it's actually going to be his teammate to get the final kill. MIBR cutting it close, but cutting it true, and they'll take their first attack.
Great coverage by Bullet to get that plant down, especially after M-King gets the team kill. But then, you know, the final kill, although to be fair, I feel like Bullet would have picked that up anyways. But good teamwork at the end to save it despite slaying one of your own. Good overall attack, though, in terms of putting a lot of pressure on the members of INTZ to force them to rotate to different positions and then capitalizing on those rotates. You saw, for example, forcing Duds down to the lower stairs so they could control the top floor a lot better. Something you were talking about was, you know, the struggle for INTZ, and MIBR have already shown they have drastically changed their Kafe play versus INTZ. Now potentially going to go to a 7-2 rather than getting 7-0'd.
Yeah. That was a long time ago when MIBR got 7-0.
Sure was. And this was, as I mentioned earlier, a newer map at the time.
Yeah, and that was at what, Playdate 2? So,
I think so.
Good long while ago. And these seasons last a long time now. I remember they used to be like 2-3 month seasons, right?
Yeah, it feels like it goes for quite some time. It's
6
like
months.
they're accelerated, but still over the same amount of time.
Yeah, it's supposed to be about 6 months per season. So, right here in the beginning of the second half, last time these teams met was a while ago.
It is nice to see how much teams can change over such a long period of time, though.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, they do. It ebbs and flows, and a lot of it doesn't even have to do with roster changes necessarily, as much as it is just like sometimes teams start to practice less, or they start to practice more, pick up pace, slow down, whatever the case be. Sometimes teams have bullets on them. And while Bullet's dropping 17 kills right now.
I feel like at this point, they almost need to throw some more rounds so Bullet can get up to the 20.
Yeah, let's be honest. If this goes to a draw, Bullet's going to like come close. He might even come close to the record.
He might, yeah. The way he's playing, I think it was 26 for Rampy, if I remember, on the one that they tied on. But I could be wrong. Could have been 25. I don't have the stat in front of me, and I don't trust my memory, so.
I don't think it's Rampy who holds it anymore, but let me do some research.
Yeah, we almost need the CGG pop-ups for that, right? The facts in there. See some utility going in, try and clear out Christmas if they can. Cyber trying to hold an angle. He's actually brought the LMG there. The G8. They're putting a lot of pressure here on the top floor to try and clear it as quick as they could because they got to get all the way down to the bottom to actually take it. But, of course, vertical pressure definitely helps. However, you've got a couple members playing in the middle floors here. You've got, I believe, both the Jaeger of Duds as well as VNX on that Legion. And then Drunks just kind of roaming around downstairs. They do have those roam denial operators again in terms of the Nomad and the Gridlock, but they've got to get that deployed to Duds. A little bullet peak here. We saw how useful that could be in many, many matches now. The bullet peaks really the meta much, much more so than they used to be, which is interesting because they've always been available, but just somehow now more effective. Bullet is going to take a little bit of damage here from this goo mine. And they know he's coming now, so...
I think I was wrong because I was just distracted by Shaiko. He got the most kills on land, but it was an individual map. It might still be Rampy on 22.
It was 22?
Yeah, but I'm not 100% sure. So.
Rounded way up for him.
Yeah. So, well, no, we'll call it because I don't know for 100%.
Either way, Rampy had a good game.
Yeah, and Bullet's having a good game right here. He's got 16. Looking for more.
Well, some destruction coming down that's going to force Intact to change a little bit of positions, and he's unfortunately already used his C4, so he can't do a lot about this other than try and use their holes against him. Oh, the C4 actually was planted, so that's good. It wasn't already just wasted, but didn't do anything there either. Unfortunately, just opened up holes for Navi's.
Yeah, the pre-play is not working out for the Bandit, and the batteries are going to be shot from above, so good job here to Navi's doing his job diligently. He's going to be able to deny the tricking as well as his teammates open up the wall from the bakery.
Important thing now is, though, he's focused on downwards. They could flank him.
Yeah. Drunks is in a position where he can't deny the wall getting opened up this time, so that's really unfortunate for INTZ. Intact is going to take down Navi's from above, so at least that's done. But the wall is opened up, so MIBR do have a slight advantage, but a disadvantage in terms of time. Again, seems like every single round comes down to the last 20 seconds. And, I mean, I think they all have so far. Cyber will get some damage there on the Kaid, but not even down him. A nice shot there onto VNX. Kaid also goes down to Cyber. M-King, meanwhile, on the entry will get one. And another, it looks like, but this one for Bullet, leaving just Duds. He'll have to clutch. He'll have to deny this plan. It doesn't seem like he'll be able to manage it as he goes for a pre-fire on the window. He doesn't even know the diffuser's being planted, and there it is in the post from the hallway. MIBR will finish the round and the match. Take this one, 7-2.
That was definitely not the outcome we expected. From either of us, I think, because we figured it could go either way, but we didn't think it would be that one-sided necessarily. And well done to MIBR. Where were these guys much earlier? This was definitely the MIBR we would like to see more often, but a lot of that falls on Bullet, rightly the MVP.
You know, well done to Bullet individually. 18 kills. You just don't see that very often.
No, it was just he was always kind of on. You know when you see a player that's like kind of almost twitchy because they're so like on top of it?
Yeah.
That's what he looked like.